ladies, and welcome to Movie Monday, the horror edition. What better way to kick off your Halloween week and scare the pants of yourselves than with some terrifying film trivia, huh? According to reports, we love a regular fear fix for good reason. That feeling where your hair stands on end and your heart beats in your throat. Well, that is a natural high, apparently, and it's perfectly legal, you'll be glad to hear. Now, in case you're wondering, I'm Sharon Carpenter, and I've changed a little since you last saw me. Went on a diet, lost a few pounds, as you can tell, but it's great to be back with you. This is HQ Trivia, where if you fight over flight, your money will be right tonight. Now, tomorrow the Candyman's coming out to play. Well, woman, actually. I'll be with you at 3 p.m. for Candy Trivia. I like candy. What a treat. Then on Wednesday, we'll be breaking out the tricks in our Halloween themed special at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be a scream, that's for sure. All right, we see you out there, players. We've got Jonathan Whitmore with his wits about him. Jasmine from Florida is playing. Hi, Robert Hall, Amanda Watson, and Maureen. Also, Doreen Henriksen, Jennifer Vincent is with us. Dwight Miller's here. And hi, Margaret Riley. I missed you too. It's good to see you all. Now, the rules here are simple as always. I'm going to ask you a series of questions from blood simple to blood curdling. You've got 10 scary seconds to tap that answer. Get it correct, you move on. Answer all 12 right, you win or split the cash. I hope you have an extra life on stash for those slashers out there. Invite your fearless friends to HQ with your code to score one. You can use one per game, just not on the final scene, all right? Now, tonight, we are giving away a brave and courageous $5,000. Yeah, that's enough for a life-size Freddy Krueger doll to fuel your nightmares. A month in the woods alone with the Blair Witch and all your favorite terror flicks, from gory to ghostly to goofy. But before you cash it, you've got to slash it. Let's get to the quizzing, shall we? Don't be scared now. Here we go with Q1. Horror villain Leatherface usually uses what weapon to wage terror? Unexpected FaceTimes, chainsaw, Twitter feed. He needs a lot of moisturizer, that guy, that Leatherface. Those unexpected FaceTimes will certainly strike terror in your heart and mine, but Leatherface opted for a less cruel and unusual punishment here. The machine made for a massacre, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that is. Chainsaw is the answer that we were looking for. 403,000 of you cutting through the BS here, and you're moving on to Q2. Which of these films features a region known as the Sunken Place, The Ring, Final Destination, Get Out? Sink or swim or be dragged under. That's the other choice. If you went for Final Destination, then you've already reached yours, I'm afraid. Running rings around the rest, it's Get Out. And some of you got out there, unfortunately. Oh my goodness, we're gonna go with a savage question because that was a ton of you down already. What's that? Over 200,000 of you gone. 164,000 of you escaped the lobotomy, and you're holding onto your brains as we move on to Q3. That was rough. As explained in Scream, in order to survive a horror movie, which words must never be spoken? Just ignore the phone. Don't worry, it's nothing. I'll be right back. Words that mean certain death every time. Just ignore the phone is awesome advice, but what words must you avoid at all costs? Ensuring just the opposite, it's I'll be right back.
And number 3, never, ever, ever, under any circumstances say, I'll be right back, because you won't be back.
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy shared that knowledge, but nobody really listened. Well, aside from 117,000 of you, you listened, and that's why you're moving on to Q4. Which of these is not one of the lines in the Freddy Krueger nursery rhyme? Stay up late, lock your door, hide at night. Do not sing this one to the kids. Bone-chilling stuff. I'll take the Muffin Man over the Springwood Slasher any day. The best thing to do when he comes knocking for you, hide at night.
Lock your door. 5, 6, grab your crucifix. 7, 8, come stay up.
Yeah, hide at night did not make it into the rhyme. He didn't want to give that advice. 80,000 of you knew that, coming out for hiding. Now, he was involved in the ultimate face-off in Freddy vs. Jason, but it was more than his face that came off. It was his whole entire head. And then he winked. That was creepy. Q5. According to its director, which horror film was intended to be comedic? Saw, Paranormal Activity, Psycho. There is There's nothing funny about any of these movies, I've got to admit. 3 movies more likely to make you cry than laugh, but this director somehow found humor in a murderous psychopath dressed up as his mum.
They'll see and they'll know, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Psycho. Indeed, Psycho is the answer that we were looking for, and 30,000 of you stabbed that one up nicely, and that was another. We're going to go with another savage 50,000 if you're down here at Q5. This is a tough game. 30,000 if you know your horror movies, don't you? Hitchcock describes his film as a big joke, while the rest of us call it the most frightening movie ever made. Q6, which film features a demon named Pazuzu, The Exorcist, Hellraiser, It Follows. Pazuzu had a lot of pizzazz in this movie. Sounds more like an Italian sandwich than an evil spirit, but eating Pazuzu is poisonous. Don't do it, guys. Can you get your head around this one? Well, spin it around then. It's The Exorcist. That is the movie in question here. This is another tough one. That was a brutal, we're going to go with brutal on that one, but 17,055 of you exorcised that one. Pazuzu possessed poor Reagan's body in the movie and didn't even say please. How rude. The halfway mark is Q7, which of these horror movie villains is considered an LGBTQ icon. Samara, Cujo, the Babadook. An unlikely icon, but still an icon. I would not want to run into any of these guys in a dark alley or anywhere else for that matter. But which one has been embraced by the LGBTQ community? Pride Month's mean and evil mascot, the snaggletooth monster, the Babadook, is what we are talking about here. 12,288 of you Baba did. Nice top hat he's got there, and hats off as we move on to Q8. Which of these films stars a future Oscar winner? Friday the 13th, Part 6, Critters 3, Tremors 2, Aftershocks. There is such thing as one too many sequels. 3 frightening franchises snubbed by the Academy, but which one spawned a superstar Oscar winner? Before the Grizzlies, Leo DiCaprio was fighting toothy terrors in Critters 3.
Hey! Don't go down there, kid. There's all kinds of wild animals and shit.
Aw, Leo was cute back then. Still cute. Those critters weren't so cute though, were they? 5,981 of you taking a juicy bite out of that one. Another brutal question right there. More than half of you down. After a ton of snubs, Leo came back with a vengeance, living up to the name. The Revenant finally scored his Oscar. Nice one. Q9. What makes Halloween 3 Season of the Witch different from the rest of the Halloween movies? 0 deaths, different villain, happens at Christmas. There was a lot of backlash over this. Now it has a strong cult following. If you went for 0 deaths, you can now add at least one to the list, yours. The only Halloween without the murderous Michael Myers. It had a different villain. Yes, it did. 5,805 of you down with the Silver Shamrock. Halloween 3 features a crazy toy maker plotting to kill as many people as possible with his pumpkin masks. That's right. Q10, almost there. What film features the line, "Will be the ultimate family, a family of 3 joined together in one body"? The Fly, Night of the Living Dead, Species. One of the most horrifying endings to a movie I've ever seen in life. You can't unsee it. It's rough enough with your family under one roof, let alone in one body, but Jeff Goldblum tried to force the issue anyway, bugging out on Gina Davis. The Fly is the answer. 4,638 of you swatted that one to death. The Fly's terrifying proposal came right before Gina blew his head off to help him out. That was nice of her, wasn't it? The penultimate round is Q11. What other movie title is shown in Halloween when Jamie Lee Curtis watches TV? Fog, They Live, The Thing. Jamie Lee Curtis back in the new Halloween and she's killing it. Pun intended. If you tapped on the fog, it was too thick for you to see through. They live, you don't. It's The Thing. The Thing is the answer we were looking for. 2,903 of you doing your thing. My Uncle in My Head, Sharon Carpenter, planted an Easter egg in Halloween, showing the title of The Thing, as you can see, then going on to remake it. Okay, blood and guts at the ready, because we're heading into the murderous final scene with 2,903 of you brave souls left in the game, 486, using their extra lives to get back in. Time to face the ultimate villain with Q12. Good luck, players. Which iconic horror movie prop was not seen in the series' original film? Jason's hockey mask, Michael Myers' knife, Freddy Krueger's sweater. Almost as famous as the men donning them. The world of nightmares can be cold and lonely, but Freddy always keeps warm and cozy in his sweater. This horror character was just a mere boy when he first showed face. It was his mum that was the psycho slasher instead. He grew into this gruesome prop. It's Jason's hockey mask for the win. We have 2,818 survivors. You smashed it. Huge congratulations to our 2,818 survivors. You made it through 12 monsters right there, and you are taking home $1.78. Not bad at all. We've got Big Nose Bob. Your nose isn't big. We've got Evie, well done to you. We've got RFH 1983 looking like a superhero, Nino Boop, and a bunch of other winners as well. What are you gonna do with the cash? Maybe get yourself a nice red and green sweater, snag a hockey mask or a William Shatner one. There's a lot you can do with that cash. What a gory ride, HQTs. We certainly had a scream, didn't we? You came, you played, and you totally slayed. I'm Sharon Carpenter. Here's where you can find me, right here on the socials. Come say hi. Let me know how you did tonight. I can't wait to find out. And I will be back with you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern for a very sweet treat, candy trivia. Yeah, that's right. $2,500 we'll be giving away. Get your toothbrush ready for that. Until then, have an awesome night and see you in your nightmares. Bye. Woo!